I promised my friend Ben that I would call my subscribers the Viper Nation. Now, whether this is because I was drunk or whether this was because I thought it was a good idea at the time, I promised him I would start this video by saying, what is going on, Viper Nation? This is Jim, and today I want to talk to you guys about Titanfall 2. But before we dive into Titanfall 2, let's go back to the launch of Titanfall and talk a little bit about where the game was so we can talk about where it is heading. Titanfall was made by Respawn Entertainment, and it launched on March 11th, 2014. It was branded, for the most part, as an Xbox One launch title. It was heavily promoted during all the Xbox One sizzler reels. I know the Xbox One came out in late 2013, but for all intents and purposes, this was the reason to have an Xbox One. And it was console exclusive to Xbox One. So PlayStation 4 owners did not get to play this game. Don't worry, PC Master Racers. Not only do we get Titanfall 1, we're getting Titanfall 2, so we are covered. But back on the console side of things, only the Xbox One owners could play this game. When it was launched, when it was debuted even at E3, it was received to wild critical acclaim. Won over 50 Game of the Show awards. Everybody was ranting about it. Everybody was raving about it. When the game came out, Metacritic scores through the roof. Everybody loved it. It was great. Then something very interesting happened very few months later. The game died. The fan base up in smoke. Where did it go? Where did Titanfall go? I wrote a really good article back when I wrote for Film Games, etc. called Titanfall. I thought that was really clever at the time. You could probably Google it and find it. But in that article, I talked about what happened. And I'm going to reiterate the 2 points that I made in that article because I think it's really, really important, and I think it holds up to games today. Number one, it had no single-player campaign. Yes, there was a single-player experience, if you want to call it that, but it was just tacked onto the multiplayer. There was no story. There was no lore. Nothing made me care about this universe. Nothing made me care about the characters, about the game at all, other than the cool gameplay mechanics. Number two, there wasn't really a lot in terms of customization. Yes, you could spend points and unlock new weapons for your character. There was a burn card system, which I adored, ultimately evolving into what I think became the Halo 5 requisition system. At least they plagiarized that, you know. And I love that system, the risk and reward of using a really powerful item. That was a really cool idea, first of its kind. But outside of that, there wasn't really a lot of weapon skins or gun skins or any kind of skins, any kind of unique features you could do to your Titan. And after a while, once you had that initial 5 to 10 hour pop in the game, the wow was gone. The thrill was gone. I picked it up on PC about 6 months after it came out for $5. Just to give you an idea how fast the stock in this game just plummeted. I remember the last time I logged in was in early 2015. There were 84 people online playing attrition. 84 people. 3 times the amount of people are probably going to watch this video. But oh my God, 84 people in a game that's this AAA game that Microsoft blew a bunch of dough on? What happened? Well, I just told you. Anyways, Phil Spencer takes ownership of Xbox One. He's promoted as the head of Xbox One, kicks Don Mattrick out and says, Don, we are not going to spend any more money on shoring up third-party exclusivity on anything. If we have any spare money at all, we're going to develop first-party titles that are for our Xbox One fan base. So after Tomb Raider, forget it. We're not doing any exclusivity with Destiny. We're not going to do any exclusivity with Titanfall. As a result, Respawn Entertainment is now making the game for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. As I mentioned, PC Master Racers, don't worry about it. You're still covered. So the game is now everywhere. It is on the PlayStation 4. It is on the Xbox One. And here we are, Titanfall 2. We're right around the corner from launch. The first multiplayer beta is going on right now, and I got some time to play with it. So I'm going to jump over some gameplay footage and talk to you guys about what I think about Titanfall 2. So without further ado, roll that beautiful bean footage. So the gameplay you're seeing recorded here is on my PlayStation 4. I use the built-in PlayStation 4 game recorder application to go ahead and get all this video. I did download and play Titanfall on Xbox One. Both look very similar to me. I didn't notice any major distinctions graphically. I got to give a major nod to Respawn Entertainment for utilizing control dead stick zones. That was first seen in Halo 5, and I'm glad that Respawn is also using this. It's very nice because it allows you to really customize how much movement your character or how much aiming your character does based on how much you move your control stick. It also compensates for analog drift, which is a very common thing in older sticks, since probably most people still have their original controller from 3-4 years ago. This makes perfect sense. What I really liked is, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of the Xbox One Elite controller. There are additional options built into the Xbox One version for the linear input for that, which makes your control scheme even tighter than it was already. I have to give the nod to the Xbox One in this capability because it's really, really nice. Ultimately, I think keyboard and mouse reign supreme, but as I mentioned, the beta is currently limited to console only. Maps are significantly larger with lots of terrain. You'll notice as I'm running around, there are streams, there are crumbled buildings, there are valleys, caves, tons of stuff to traverse in combat. And I really like that. This will make the grappling hook a must-have when you want to do maximum traversal in this game. However, I think something that this game lacks that the original Titanfall had a kind of one-up on was that the map is sometimes too large, and you'll be spending a significant amount of time running on the ground because there aren't necessarily buildings that are chained together for quick traversal. You won't have like an alley that leads to another building that leads to a grapple point, whatever. And as a result, you're going to be spending a significant amount of time running around on the ground, which I think is okay because I like to camp and I like to go really slow. But for people who are used to a lot of this wall running and everything, I think you'll find that it doesn't necessarily apply here. So you have this great movement mechanic that isn't really utilized in these maps. So it's kind of a catch-all. You know, you have a bigger open area, tons of places to cover and flank and hide and run through. Your Titans will navigate through this map with ease. They won't get hung up on stupid things like they did before, like half walls or like little divots in the map. The Titans are definitely a lot more traverse. You know, like the map is much more friendly for Titan traversal. But keep in mind that when you're a pilot, you're going to be spending a lot of time running around. I mean, you see as me right now trying to get over other buildings. There's no other way to go. I just kind of have to hoof it. However, camping is extremely viable in this game, and that's something that I don't really remember being a major sticking point in the original Titanfall. So due to the fast-paced nature of this game, sometimes just setting up shop and letting people blow past you on the radar will get you a lot better results. And again, since the map does lend itself to these long stretches of running on the ground, you'll see people coming for miles on your radar system, which does stay active when you're looking down scope, by the way. Keep that in mind. Some games give you a penalty for looking down scope. On Titanfall, your map is always available whether you're looking down the barrel of the gun or using a hip fire. But your mileage will vary, but you'll see as I play, when I sit there and set up shop, I actually do a lot better. And I think that a lot of people are going to catch on to this because, again, the way the maps are laid out, I think it's a natural thing to just sit and wait, knowing that people have no other way to go than on the ground, and you're just sitting and waiting. You'll see I do it numerous times with the sniper rifle, some of the other machine guns. Just hang out. Loadouts are actually significantly different than the first one, and I like that. Titan loadouts are different and play different. Right now, there's only 2 that are available in the game. I don't know if they've announced a total amount for the launch version of the game, but both loadouts feel different significantly different than each other, which I really like. Unfortunately, and again, it's a technical alpha, so take this with a grain of salt, the Titans are extremely underpowered right now. So you're going to be shooting at pilots where it used to be splash damage would pretty much just slaughter grunts or specters or enemy pilots with ease. You're going to have a much more difficult time taking people down unless you catch them out in the open. So a lot of times Titan fighting is going to be done inside like tight areas and buildings and everything where you can kind of grapple and move around, which I understand is the cat and mouse nature of this game. But when a Titan does land a significant shot on a pilot, they usually don't die. And it's kind of like, uh-oh. And Scorch, one of the Titans you can play, has a lot of moves, but they're based on the ground. So if a pilot is up in the air, your move doesn't really like work very well. You have this energy whip kind of thing, and when you hit it against the building, it just kind of stops. It doesn't like go up on top of the building or on the roof or anything. So you're kind of limited to your auto fire, and I'm hoping that's something that they can kind of sort out. Maybe they make the splash damage bigger, or maybe pilots do less damage to the Titans, because it really is a one-sided battle right now. Another thing, you must earn kills to unlock your Titan. No kills, no Titan. There's no constant spawn timer that, like in the other pass that would, in the other game that would just constantly tick and kills would get it to you faster. No, you have to get kills or nothing happens. So some players who may not be as good, clearly I'm not doing the best on this particular piece of footage I elected to show for you guys. You're not going to get a Titan, and you're just going to have to accept that you're just not that good and you're not going to get to play with one. I don't know if that's a design decision, for what reason it is. Maybe they felt that people are getting Titans too quickly. I don't know. But as a result, games are very lopsided sometimes, because when people get Titans and you don't, you're in big trouble. The new game mode, Bounty Hunt, is a really unique spin on gameplay. Points are earned by killing pilots and grunts, but when you die, you lose half your money to whoever killed you. If it's a bot, it's just lost. There will be AI Titans that spawn in that attack both teams equally. And then after each round, you have to turn in your points in these designated control like bins. And that's fun, because it really is a dynamic shift in gameplay where you're running around, you start getting a ton of money, you don't want to die. Then it turns into, you know, you're kind of like out in the outskirts waiting, and then when you got to go turn it in, it forces these team fights, which are a lot of fun, and it is a very unique mode, and I do like it. I think it's something that really works for this game and lends itself well, but again, I know it being Titanfall, the Titan aspect of it doesn't work as well. You can't currently cash in money with while you're in your Titan, so you have to jump out, and it just... I think maybe the control points can be worked on a little bit. I'm not trying to pick on it too much. Like I said, I know it is an alpha, so keep that in mind. Networks is something that they added. It's a fun new way to find people. There's pre-designated networks like IGN, Reddit, Giant Bomb, of people who can go in, and it's basically an open mic area. And what you could do is you can quickly team up with other people. The interface is super easy to invite people to your party and begin playing. I love it. It's great for quick party searching. You can be in multiple networks, or you can create your own with your friends if you don't want to have other people, you know, bothering you guys, and you want to have like a... I guess you could use the built-in party system on both PlayStation and Xbox, but this is just another way to do it. And all I wonder is, why can't Destiny do this? I mean, it's so easy. Clearly it can be done. So I got to give Respawn Entertainment a giant nod there. I think that's a really cool feature. Right now you only have a single primary weapon and a single Titan attacking weapon. There are minor mods available for both, like faster reloading, new scopes, more bullets, that sort of thing. And there are variants as you go up in levels. So there's like a double sniper shot, or a machine gun that shoots, you know, triple bullets at once, or something like that. So there are some variants in unlocking, but as I mentioned when I was talking earlier about how I liked Halo 5's customization in terms of making your Spartan look good and all your weapon customization there, it seems to be lacking here. It seems like there are no weapon skins available right now. I can't honestly imagine they won't have this done by final release, but as of right now they do not, and it still feels like the progression tree is somewhat limited. Everything is based solely on experience by character level, so that's your number one factor, is going to be character level, and once you get character level, you unlock new things. Burn cards have been removed and replaced for kill streaks. Kill streak gets you your Titan faster, so burn cards are gone in this game. And that's something that I don't really like, but that's a design decision that they chose to make. Ultimately, if you liked Titanfall, you will like this game. It's taking very minimal risks on a tried and true formula. There are some things to tweak out with how Titans are spawning in, how much damage they do, and what true level of customization is available. But as of right now, the game is really just more of what you like. I see a lot of panning about it on the internet. Initially, a lot of people are not happy with it. I don't share that same criticism. I did enjoy the first one. I'm sure I will enjoy this one as well. So those are my thoughts, but keep in mind it's a technical beta, so everything is still open. This is just them pinging to get input. But the launch date is coming up soon, so it really makes you wonder. Anyways, that's all I have. Everything I know about Titanfall, now you know about Titanfall. If you guys liked it, you didn't like it, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you guys on the other side.